Here's how to make a 21 Savage type beat on FL Studio. Let's jump straight in. Let's start by going into our playlist and changing the tempo up here to 122 beats per minute. Some 21 Savage beats are slightly faster, around 140, but for this beat, we're going to keep a slightly slower tempo. Now we want to go into our piano roll. Let's click up here to go into this. This is the chords and melody I've created. Let me break this down for you. We're going to start by going into our channel rack by pressing this button here, and we can press this plus button to open up a new plugin. You can use any plugins you want to use, but I'm using my GrainX4 plugin, which I use for all of my beats. Let's start by taking any type of key preset. I've taken this preset and we're going to lay down some chords. We're in the key of B minor, so we can go up here, go to our view, go down to scale highlighting, and change this to minor, and then change the root note to B. You can use any note you want. I just decided that I wanted to use B minor. Now, this may seem a little complicated. It's actually really simple. We've taken the root note of our scale, which is B, and all we're doing is laying down power chords, which take the bass note, skip a note in the scale, skip another note, skip one more note, and then add a note. So you have the root note and the fifth, because it's the fifth note if the root note is the first. And then from here, we're literally just adding a little melody that uses the notes that are one semitone apart in the scale, because these add a ton of tension and sound super dark, which is exactly what we're looking for that 21 Savage type of sound. For the second part, we're literally copying this over by left click, pressing Control and dragging over all of this and pressing Control B and then Control and up to shift this up an octave. Here's how this pattern sounds. This is great because it sounds super dark, as we mentioned earlier. Now we can press Control and left click and drag over this entire pattern and press Control and C. We can then go up here and we can use the scroll wheel to change patterns. We can then go back into our channel rack and press plus to add another new plugin. Again, I'm using a second version of GrainX4 like I mentioned earlier. Here we're going to want to take a pad preset. Again, you can take any pad preset from any plugin, but here's the reason why I've chosen to use GrainX4. It has this morph mode functionality, which basically allows us to switch between which sample plays using a low frequency oscillator down here. We can then right click on this, press the piano roll button, and then press Control and V to paste this in. Here's what this will sound like. You see it's got that dope, glitchy, grainy effect, which is great for adding texture to the back of our tracks. By the way, this plugin is currently on sale and linked in the description of this video if you want to check this out. Now we're going to go to another new pattern, go into our channel rack, and open up any plugin of our choice. We're going to be adding a lead pattern. Again, I've used a morph preset for this glitchy sound and just taken the top note from the chords, which sounds like this. We can then go into another pattern and we're going to add a counter melody. I've decided to use this bell preset and lay down a really simple bell pattern, which again utilizes notes that are one semitone apart for that dark, tense sound. We can then go into our playlist and we can see our patterns over here on the left by pressing this piano button. We can then left click and drag these into the playlist. Here's how all of these elements sound together. Now we can double left click up here and swipe across to select a section. We can then go to File, click Export, and then Wave File, and then we can click Start. If we then go into our channel rack, we will have the exported loop right here, which we can left click and drag into the playlist. I then decided to double click into this and pitch this up by 2 semitones, which gives us this sound. Pitching audio clips up is great because it gives it that computerized sample sound. I don't really know how to explain it, but it definitely has a different effect to just pitching the notes up in the piano roll. Now let's go into our channel rack and let's send this loop to a mixer track. In this case, number 10. If we then press this button to go into our mixer, we can see our insert here where the loop has been sent to, and we can see the effect slots that we can add effects in. We simply click on an empty slot and then choose what effect we want to add one of these. I've decided to add an RC20 retro color and specifically this Vinyl 1 preset. This again gives it that kind of grainy, dark, sampled sound. Here's an example of how it sounds with and without RC20. Here's without. and width. You might not notice a ton of difference, but there's definitely a bit of noise and reverb in there. Now it's time to add our drums. If we click this button, we can see all of our drum kits along the left-hand side of our screen. I'm using my Listen Up drum kit, which again is linked in the description of this video, but you can use any drum sounds you want to use. For this beat, I'm using some pretty generic drum sounds, which are used in pretty much every hip hop beat. We're going to be taking the Spins 808, this closed hat, this snare, this kick, and this open hat. If we go into our channel rack, we can drag these sounds straight in. For the 808, it's very simple. We're literally going to go into our chords and copy the root notes, which was only B. We're then going to add these in here, but remember, we pitched the loop up by 2 semitones. So we have to pitch these notes up by 2. And we can change our scale highlighting here to reflect this. Since we're now no longer in B minor, we're in C sharp minor, because it's 2 notes above B. Here's the 808 pattern that I've added. You'll see I've also added this A. You don't have to follow the root notes of the chords. I wouldn't advise adding random notes because that won't sound good, but you can definitely throw in different notes occasionally for a cool melodic effect. We're then going to layer the 808 with a kick just to add more punch. This is only going to play a note of C. A kick is not a melodic sound. Well, some people say it is, and it can be, but in this example, it's not being used melodically. Here's how the kick sounds with the 808. Then we've got this open hat pattern. In these type of beats, adding the open hat at the same position as the kick is great because again, it adds that kind of punchy, distorted sound. We then have this hi-hat pattern, which is mostly just a 2-step pattern with the occasional roll. To add these rolls, we'll simply go up here to the magnet and we'll change the snap to grid. It will usually be on a quarter beat by default, but we can select any of these smaller increments, which allow us to add more notes. Here's how this sounds. And finally, our snare pattern. Now again, let's open our channel rack and let's send all of our drum sounds to individual mixer tracks. We can then go onto these mixer tracks and press Ctrl and Shift and left click on all of our drum sounds. And here's a cool technique I like to use. When I have all of these selected, by the way, I haven't selected the 808, we can then right click on an arrow down here to send it to another mixer track. In this example, I've sent it to number 21. I right clicked down here and clicked route to this track only, which now means that all of the drums are sent to this one track. So any effects we add on this one track will be applied to all of the drums. Here I've added an RC20 retro color, basically just to give it a bit of reverb and a bit of distortion to kind of glue the drums together. Here's how these now sound with the effects. And that is the drums done. Now the only change we have here is that for the intro, we keep the bell, and for the verse section, we remove the bell. So I exported 2 different versions of these, one with the bell and one without. And now we have a finished 21 Savage type beat. And finally, one other thing we've done is we've added a soft clipper to the master track. This is super important because again, it creates that punchy, distorted sound. Make sure that you boost the volumes of all of your sounds so that the soft clipper can take effect. They need to be around the 0 decibel mark, kind of in the orange zone for them to be able to be soft clipped. Otherwise, the soft clipper is doing nothing. And then finally, we can master the track if we want. It's not really recommended to master beats, but I always master them just so they're as loud as possible for my videos. I simply use Ozone 11 for this, which is an AI mastering plugin. And here's how the final beat sounds. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something in this video. By the way, if you want access to Grain X4, which is a plugin I use for all of the sounds in this video, then make sure to check it out in the description while it's 70% off. All purchases help support the channel, so I appreciate all of you who have downloaded.